Let's see, Brian, where are you?
Yeah.
Go.
Hi, James. I am in Good Hope at a
Oh, this is Stephen Quinn.
major shopping mall, and I am
Brian P.,
literally
I'm sorry, I can't see who's under that hood.
pelted with hail right now. Take a look at some of these. Take a look at the size of this hail here. It's huge, and it's been a downpour, and now the hail is starting again. And I got hit on the head by some of the hail here, and let me tell you, it hurts. This place, there's only a few people here. They're just down the a few feet away from me. There are a couple of people just down the sidewalk here, trying to stay covered under this awning outside Palm Beach Tan at this shopping mall. The rain is really coming down here. The hail is coming down. Major storm here.
Yeah, and Brian,
Bill, let me get you to come over here.
Let me just say that the tornado warning for Blount County has been canceled. So if you're in Blount County, the tornado warning has been canceled. The only tornado warning for our market, northern Etowah. So, Brian, go ahead.
Yeah, James, I was going to say, just on the other side of the mall from where we are, and we're going to go check this out in a few minutes, but there have been, there's a fire engine over there. The lights are flashing. We're going to go check it out. But, man, this storm is just, the rain is really coming down. The hail is really coming down. We're in the middle of a severe thunderstorm right here.
Yeah, and I will say I'm a little uncomfortable with you being out there in this, Brian. We got lightning, and that hail can be damaging. So I'm going to ask that you get into a shelter, get into your truck there. And if you guys can leave the camera up.
Good idea.
You get sheltered, and if you guys can leave the camera up, preferably in a sheltered place, we can stay with that. And Charles, he's in Cullman.
I think it was Good Hope, I think is what he said.
Good Hope, yeah. Okay. Wow. And again, yeah, I'm looking at that hail shaft right now. That hail core is right on top of him. That's about to cross over I-65, and this is just brutal. I mean, wave after wave after wave has been coming through Cullman County with this incredible hail. We've got large hail probably falling now in other...
windshield bashed in?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
That's a bad day.
This is, let me tell you what, this is going to produce extensive damage in these areas where this stuff has been coming through here. This is just horrifying. This is going to be a situation where we're going to have roofs that have to be replaced, car windows have to be replaced, windows and homes have to be replaced. And we're very fortunate that, to my knowledge, nobody's been injured in this stuff. But again, the reason we wanted Brian in, I'm not big on anybody being out in lightning to start with. That lightning scares me to death. And then when you got hail that large falling out there, that could hurt somebody. But I'm seeing multiple hail cores through parts of North Alabama. The one you've got here is at Good Hope. We have another one that's in Blount County, a little northeast of Blountsville, another one north of Walnut Grove, and these are just like trains on a stinking track, a bad train. A bad series of trains with large hail, potential for tornadoes, and this is just nasty. And again, this is sagging on down to the south, and it will continue to do that. And if you've not had a storm today, you're blessed. Instead of griping about it, just consider yourself blessed. And you might have a storm this evening. This is far from over. This tornado watching extends until 11 o'clock tonight.
Hail's starting to pick back up. You see it?
Yep. And again, if you're just joining us, this is a live look at very large hail that is falling in Cullman County, south of the city of Cullman, down at Good Hope. And this would be probably a little to the east of I-65, up Alabama 69. And we're trying to get Brian and his photographer kind of sheltered within the vehicle they're in to keep them out of the elements, to protect them from the lightning and the hail that's falling. But goodness gracious, that is just... That is something you do not want to see. And again, all the images coming in, we're just seeing some stuff that just is, I'm afraid we're going to have a lot of damage here, a whole lot of damage. And Charles, the thing about it, it's fairly widespread. This is not just in one spot.
Right.
We've got hail like this falling in multiple counties, in parts of Winston and Morgan and Franklin and Lawrence and Blount and Etowah and Marshall, and this is just something that is not exclusive to Cullman County, although these images are coming in from Cullman County. And again, I don't know if that's some debris.
That looks surprised to see some more of that hail like that in Walnut Grove right now. But
yeah, the Walnut Grove, the Ville is off the scale in that thing. It's just basically off the scale. But again, we want to stress the tornado warning for Blount County has been canceled, Charles. So we're down to one tornado warning for northern Etowah. Northern Etowah County. And again, by northern Etowah County, I'm talking folks north of Reese City. This does not include Gadsden. This includes places like Sardis City, Whitesboro, Duck Springs, Turkeytown. That's our one tornado warning left right here. And again, this is Gadsden. That's your tornado warning polygon for that far northern part of the county for a circulation that's coming down from Boaz off the mountain down into the valley. And if the circulation continues, that thing could be crossing Interstate 59 relatively soon. And the circulation, again, it's fairly broad, but it's there. Let's put behind me WEX 05. This is going to be the velocity display. And again, that's your circulation. And you've got Sardis City right here, Mountain Borough here, Whitesboro is over here, Boaz is here. So in the process now, it's coming down off of Sand Mountain, down into the valley, and that'll be crossing near Duck Springs and then crossing Interstate 59. And we'll see how it stays intact here. But again, there's enough circulation there as to whether Weather Service believes they need to maintain that warning. And Charles, this tornado warning for Etowah County is in effect until...
I believe it was 8:30, was it not?
We got so many warnings on the board tonight. Goodness, I'll let you figure that one out. It's 8:30, right? 8:30. So they might cancel it before then. But the good thing in terms of the tornado risk at the moment, this is the only tornado warning we have in our market. It's for northern Etowah County. All right, and again, that's going to be scooting through here. And while we have this radar up, let me put on a product called Vertical Integrated Liquid. And wow, when you see these whites,
slide down towards Asheville there and take a look.
Yeah.
I don't know if you get the latest update or maybe
well,
the
first
next
off,
sweep.
this is what Brian is dealing with.
Right.
White is max. That's 80 kilograms per cubic meter. All right, that's maxed out. So you got that at Good Hope. You got another one over here that is located between Sneed and Walnut Grove. That's maxed out. And again, this could be baseball-sized hail. Hail is falling very close to Asheville, and again, that could be coming right on top of Asheville. That's not maxed out. That's probably smaller hail. And then up in the storm that's producing a possible tornado coming out of Boaz, more than likely hail is falling here. But again, the largest hail based on the Ville right now is going to be what's falling really near Walnut Grove. And this is where Blount and Etowah counties come together. And was that a new tornado warning polygon I see here? No, I think that's the same one. That's the same one for Etowah County until 8:30. But again, this hail is really, really, really means business. And again, look at Asheville. Yeah, that thing is ramped up now. It's pegged. That's 80 kilograms per cubic meter, which is a sign there could be some very large hail falling there. I'll take off the Ville. Let's put back on the reflectivity. And yeah.
I tell you what, the velocity is starting to come together too.
I don't like the way that thing looks. That thing looks bad.
It's starting to rotate.
You see the hook right here. So what we're going to do is put on the reflectivity, or the velocity display. And again, it's broad. There's not a tight circulation here, but when you start to see that thing looking like that, that's just not a really good sign. So that is a storm we have to watch. And again, that's passing very close to Asheville. That hook and the tail is going to come through Asheville. And again, that's a severe thunderstorm warning in effect here, of course, and that'll be crossing over into Calhoun County. Ohatchee is right here. That's Alabama Highway 77 that goes up to Southside and Gadsden and Rainbow City. But again, that is very large hail falling northeast of Asheville. That's going to be coming right across Shoal Creek Valley. If you're in Shoal Creek Valley, you might have hailstones the size of baseballs. And again, we have had, when these storms have been coming through particular parts of the state, we've had a lot of damage. Roof damage, windows blown out, car windshields destroyed, cars damaged with dents all over them. So this is a very destructive night for hail in the state. And again, this might be, one of these nights where that's going to be the big story. We've not had that much tornado damage so far, but we have probably had extensive hail damage across the state. Let's go to the big picture behind me, the big radar, the Max 1. And what I want to do is show some more of the hail images coming in from across the state. We thank everybody for taking the time to send these to us because your pictures are our window to the world. Yeah, check this out. This is what we've got here. I mean, this is going to be common. Folks that are coming out to these windshields that are just totally shattered like that. This is the back window of a car, or what used to be the back window of a car in Cullman, and you can still see those large hailstones in there. There's nothing left of that back window. It's just gone. Again, not only do you have the damage from the windshields, you've got damage to the bodies of these cars with the dents that this stuff can fall. This was taken from Wellington in Cullman County, and again, we're going to have a pile of videos coming in, and we'll be watching these. But again, this is an example of some of this very large hail that was falling in Cullman County earlier this evening. So again, let's go back to the main graphics behind us. If you're just joining us here, it is 8 o'clock. This is ABC 3340, WBMA Birmingham. We have a tornado warning in effect now for northern Etowah County, a severe thunderstorm warning for the rest of Etowah County, a severe thunderstorm warning for St. Clair County. This is for large hail, and I mean large hail. We're not fooling around whenever we say large hail. Baseball, maybe softball size in some of these storms. We have a severe thunderstorm warning for northern Blount County, same thing, for hail. We have a severe thunderstorm warning for Cullman County, same thing, large hail. And in the case of a night like this, it could very well be that the most destruction is going to be from hail. Now, there's some good news to tell you. We got some counties cleared from the tornado watch back in through here, up in North Alabama. And let's bump it down a little bit, Charles, so we can see the Tennessee state line. Now, Madison has been cleared, Morgan, Lawrence, Lauderdale, Colbert, Franklin, and Limestone. Those counties have been cleared from the tornado watch. The tornado risk is over, but for the counties in yellow, the tornado threat continues until 11 o'clock tonight. And again, we stress this is a PDS tornado watch, a particularly dangerous situation in that we have potential for extremely large hail and a few tornadoes. And where tornadoes do form, if one storm can become dominant without having to compete for moisture, that could produce a long-track tornado. It has not happened so far tonight. The storms have been tightly clustered, which is a good thing. They fight, they compete for that moisture. And again, for now, we're down to this one tornado warning, northern Etowah, southern DeKalb counties up here in northeast Alabama. And again, we advise no traveling along Interstate 59 between Gadsden and Collinsville for about the next 15 minutes. I'd say I wouldn't try until 8:30. And besides, if you don't have a tornado, you might wind up with your windshield taken out by hail. I don't even want to know for the people that tried to drive along Interstate 65 during that Cullman County hailstorm what happened. Hopefully they heard the warning and they pulled off, but it's been brutal. So I would certainly not be driving along Interstate 59 because, if nothing else, of this very large hail, but certainly because of the chance of a tornado from Gadsden to Collinsville. But again, the tornado warning is for areas north of Gadsden. Again, this is basically from Reese City north up into southern DeKalb County up to Collinsville. This includes Sardis City, Whitesboro, Duck Springs, Reese City, Turkeytown. Turkeytown is on US 411 between Gadsden and Center and Leesburg up and through here. And we'll see if the Weather Service extends this over into Cherokee County. We'll watch the velocity images pretty carefully on radar. At the moment, the circulation is fairly broad. Well, there we go. Tornado warning for Cherokee County. Here's a new tornado warning. This is in effect for much of Cherokee County. This includes Cedar Bluff, Leesburg, Center, Galesville. So the call to action now is for those of you in Cherokee County to go to a safe place. That is a small room on the lowest floor near the center, away from windows. This is a storm that has been rotating for a while. It has been steadily rotating, and again, it could be rotating right now. In fact, let's go back to the high-resolution radar.
We had a question, James. Folks in Sardis City and Mountain Borough were asking. They still need to be in their safe place right now.
Yes. In fact, this is your circulation right here. And what I want to do, I want to look at this maybe from a different radar, so I'm going to pop on the Huntsville radar just to get a second opinion, if you will. And again, you can see that there's clearly some circulation going on through here, but I think Birmingham is probably going to be the best choice. The radar beam is going to be a few thousand feet off the ground. The way radar works, radar goes in a straight line. The Earth curves. So as the beam gets farther away from the radar side, it's higher and higher. And it's preferable to detect tornadoes to be at the lowest level you can. And we're using the 0.5 degree tilt. That's the lowest beam height. So again, this is not on the ground at several thousand feet up, but clearly I can give, let's say this. US 431 and points west will give you an all clear from this. The concern now is east of US 431. So again, for about 10 minutes, if you're in Sardis City or Whitesboro, stay put, stay in your shelter. You can, let's say, stay in there until about 8:15. And again, that circulation is going to be coming across Interstate 59 north of Gadsden. It'll be coming through Duck Springs, Wills Valley, and then moving into Cherokee County. And that's the reason we have the warning now for Cherokee County. And again, the warning will include places like Leesburg, Center, Cedar Bluff, and Galesville. So if you're in Cherokee County, you need to be in a safe place. That is a small room on the lowest floor near the center and away from windows. Looking at some other reports, Arab police indicates they have roof damage at Arab Junior High School. That might be from hail. You know, the one thing we're going to have to sort out is whether the damage was from a tornado or from large hail. Trees blown down in Sardis City along Leith Gap Road, which is a beautiful drive, by the way. And again, this thunderstorm with a possible tornado and large hail, it's moving into Cherokee County. So the bottom line is, if you're in Cherokee County, be sheltered. Let's go back to the graphic system. Let me clean this up. The velocity images are noisy tonight. This is not a clean night. A lot of times we can show you a tight couplet, a classic hook. It's not a night like that. We've got a tornado warning in effect for far southern DeKalb, northern Etowah, in much of Cherokee County, Galesville, Cedar Bluff, Leesburg, Center. Weiss Lake. If you live on the lake, you've got to be in a safe place. This, by the way, does include Sand Rock up here on Lookout Mountain. So you just got to be sheltered. This does not include the southern end of Cherokee County. If you're down there towards Spring Garden or Goshen, this doesn't include you. This is for the central and northern end of the county, those areas around Weiss Lake. So a tornado warning in effect now for Cherokee County until 9 o'clock Central Time tonight. All right, so that's the situation there. And Charles, we've not heard of any damage in Blount, have we?
Other than the hail, that's about it. I've seen some large reports of hail, I believe all the way back, maybe a golf ball sized hail just a little while ago. But that's it. That's in Susan Moore. I know they had some golf ball sized hail. We've got reports of hail all through, really in parts of Blount and even down into St. Clair County as well, some pea-sized hail around. We've got a report of a possible funnel cloud near Leesburg. Interesting, so kind of following that. But no, I mean, the hail, I think that's the best part about this, that we could deal with the hail, we can replace stuff. But no injuries that we know of yet so far. I know we had some damage in Cullman County. We were asking him about Stephen Quinn, one of our reporters there, whether he'd gotten out of the shelter yet. There was some damage there near the jail. We know that. But that's really the only damage that we know of so far. And again, we'll be continuing to follow some spots of possibly some large hail. Just keep in mind, we've got severe thunderstorm warnings. We've seen large baseball-sized hail out of some of these storms, even a little bit larger than baseball-sized hail. And these storms have been cyclic. They'll grow, they'll drop a lot of hail, they'll drop back down, they'll weaken a bit, but then they redevelop, and that's what we're seeing over the same areas, and that's why we have some very heavy rainfall as well. You've got some flash flood warnings in parts of Cullman County, and then we've got the 2 tornado warnings that we're continuing to follow. The sliver, that northern sliver of Etowah County, is until 8:30, I believe, and then 9 o'clock for Cherokee County. So we're going to be here for a while or until the threat disappears, but still some pretty good indications of rotation. If you are in those areas, if you're in northern Etowah or most of Cherokee County, you need to be in your safe place immediately. And so I hear we've got Stephen Quinn. I don't know if we've got him on a live shot or a phoner, but we'll check in with him right now. Stephen, I heard you had a little rough go there in Cullman County.
Charles, I can tell you we were in the shelter and we saw some pea-sized hail when we were in there. A lot of heavy wind, but boy, that was just obviously not the worst part of that. We were over near Statesman's Park. As you can hear the thunder, as we just saw a big bolt of lightning near us. I mentioned hail, rather. Pea-sized hail. We'll take a look at this, because this is what was falling here. Literally almost baseball-sized hail. And to give you a sense of just how much, look at this. This is what came off the roof of this church right here. We're at Grace Chapel here in Cullman, and if you look over here, Chris, if we pan over, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but if you can see those windshields over there, most of the back windshields, the ones that are more horizontal, completely broken, shattered. These people right here, though, they were able to get in here in their cars over this overhang here at Grace Chapel, and were able to avoid having their cars damaged. I'm joined by these two right here, and I didn't even introduce myself earlier. I'm Steven, but it's nice seeing y'all. Tell us real quick what it was like when you were out here as that hail, the ones we just showed, started to fall.
Well, it started hailing real small, and then it kept getting bigger. And we pulled under here, and the truck started rocking, and it was just a bad storm. But
You said that the truck was rocking even while you were in here in the overhang.
yeah.
Was there anyone else over here? And if so, what was it like? What was the sounds like when that started falling?
Well, the hail was making so much wreckage you couldn't hear anything else. So,
And do you guys live here in the area?
yeah, about a mile from here.
Have you heard from your neighbors about how your house is?
Not yet.
Oh, certainly.
Other than our neighbor across the street said their windows were all busted out of their vehicles.
How long did it last, would you say, the whole hail that we saw that's damaging hail?
Probably 15 minutes.
So what do you guys do now?
We're going to go home.
Well, amen for that. Well, we appreciate it. We're glad you all are safe. Their car, as you guys can see, not damaged, but it certainly is a different case. In fact, Chris, if we can walk through here, again, it's amazing to see just how much hail fell off. Look at it right there. That's what the roof looked like, but many cars not damaged. This right here is just one of those. This is what it looks like across all this portion of Cullman. So a lot of damage out here. We're going to keep surveying the area and bring you more as we see it for right now. But obviously a situation where hail seems to be the main factor we're hearing here. We do have some reports also of mainly hail and wind damage. We did talk to Cullman County EMA, and that was what they were able to pass along to us. And we'll pass along more to you as soon as we get another chance to get out here, getting our first sights really of what happened here in Cullman. Charles, James?
Yeah, we're, again, watching a lot of the reports come in. And, again, if you're just joining us, we're here because of tornado warnings in effect for northern Etowah and Cherokee counties in our viewing area. Let's put the radar back here, Charles, behind us. And if you're in those tornado warning polygons, go to a safe place. Don't wait. Small room, lowest floor, near the center, away from windows. You've got a severe thunderstorm warning for many places where all these storms are in progress for the possibility of large hail. Got a report of trees down in Sneed. Windows blown out at a supermarket there in Sneed. And I'm afraid we're going to see many, many, many reports like that. In fact, these reports are just so numerous, and I've probably had 500 reports of images of hail. And again, it's there's going to be a lot of damage here, a whole lot of damage. And it's going to be a very rough night, and folks, it's never easy when you have a windshield busted, your windows, the roof, the whole thing. It's just challenging. But for the moment, we've got to focus on where we stand, and the call to action is for those in Cherokee County to be in a safe place, and northern Etowah County as well. And again, we stress, in addition to the tornado threat, you've got this large hail, which could very well be the biggest threat of all. And we're watching velocity products carefully, and we've still got pretty good rotation in this storm that is moving out of northern Etowah into Cherokee counties. In fact, let's put Wexo 5 back here behind me for just a second. Let me show you the rotation on this. Again, you can see there's your rotation, and Leesburg is right over here. There's Sand Rock up on the mountain. This is center right here. Of course, Weiss Lake is rolling through here. Galesville and Cedar Bluff over on the other side of Weiss Lake. But you got to be in a safe place. Don't take this thing lightly in that you need to be sheltered for a tornado. And that's a small room, lowest floor, near the center, no windows. This is a site-built home. If you live in a mobile home, you've got to leave. And if you're in a car, you've got to get out. We don't want anybody driving near this thing. Nobody should be driving on US 411. That's one of the major routes through Cherokee County, or any highway. Alabama Highway 68, US 411. Alabama Highway 9. You know the roads coming through Cherokee County. Just don't drive. The best thing to do is to be in a safe place until this passes. And remember, in addition to the tornado threat, we've got a whole lot of large hail that we are dealing with. So understand this has been a very rough night, and do what you can to protect your vehicle, but we advise you not to get out in it because, Charles, this can hurt people.
Yeah, that, and you know, James, we're getting some reports now of some trees down throughout parts of Blount County as well. And you guys can leave the video up, and we can take some live shots if you want. But right now what we're looking at is some trees down, so I can look at this through Blount County. The fire department reporting several trees down on Hopewell Road. We're getting reports of power flashes now near Nockalula Falls and Gadsden and the Gadsden area, so know that. Blount County 911 reported multiple trees down on Daylily Lane a little earlier, so we're starting to see that. That too becomes a hazard. If you're driving in an area, the lights are out, maybe you come around a quick curve, and then all of a sudden there's a tree blocking the road. The roads are wet, you can't stop in time, so that now becomes another hazard as well. So we're starting to get reports of trees down. And then, of course, you've got to deal with the large hail. So at this point, we ask that you stay inside. Now, there's a lot of people that haven't had any storms yet tonight. And there's a good chance that some folks might get away without anything. But remember, these are our neighbors, and we've got to monitor and follow this up through the evening hours. And this is going to continue for a while longer. The roads in many spots have a lot of water crossing over them, as you can see here at the Gadsden HD cam. Some very heavy rainfall, maybe some small hail, and then again, you run into that issue of maybe some trees down as well. Quick programming note, because I know they're complaining, James, I just realized it's 8:15. You can DVR Idle tonight, 12:35. Tonight at 12:35, you can DVR that. You'll be able to watch it, so quit sending us the hate mail and stop it. Just stop it now. But just know that the storms tonight, still a long way to go before these begin to wash out. We've still got some strong and severe storms. And James, it looks like they issued a new tornado warning to the south. Did I miss? Did that just pop up?
Yeah, Calhoun and Etowah.
They just did, didn't they?
We got a tornado warning in effect for Calhoun.
And that's that storm we were watching rotate near Asheville.
Yeah, I mean,
my goodness.
I think that's probably the right thing to do. Let's go to let's put on the polygons, Charles. We'll take off the radar data. And again, you can see this is what we have now. So this is our new tornado warning. This is going to include the far eastern part of St. Clair County. I'm sorry, Etowah County. The far southern part of Etowah County. This is down below Rainbow City. This will include Highway 77, basically south of the river. And then over into Calhoun County. Now, this is going to include places like Jacksonville on Alabama Highway 21. And let's stay too, Charles. Anniston is not in this. Anniston, Oxford, and really Alexandria. You're not in this. You might have an Alexandria mailing address, and you might want to go to a safe place. But this is the northern part of Calhoun County. Oxford, not involved. Anniston, not involved. Sax, Weaver, you are not in this. This is for the northern part of Calhoun County. And again, you can see those communities, the Duke and Wellington, Angel, Highway 204, Pleasant Valley, High School, Jacksonville, Highway 21. This does include Piedmont, and then it includes Highway 9, but not all the way down to White Plains. White Plains is not in this. So the southern end of the county is not involved. And really, Ohatchee is not heavily involved in this. Ohatchee, you can see, is south of the polygon. So if you're in that polygon, you respect it and you go to a safe place. And again, I know we sound repetitive, but people, when they hear their weather radio go off and they turn on the television, they're seeing us for the first time. So if you're in northern Calhoun, north of Anniston, you want to be in a small room, lowest floor, near the center, away from windows. No mobile homes, no cars. And understand these storms, in addition to producing tornadoes, are also producing very, very large hail. So let's go put behind me the Wexo 5, the high-res radar. And really, I'm seeing two distinct circulations in through here, Charles. I've got one over the Shoal Creek Valley, southeast of Asheville, and one that's located just north of Ohatchee. And that thing's pretty close to Ohatchee High School and the elementary school. And there's two circulations. And again, these things are coming down the railroad tracks like two trains. So circulation number one, circulation number two, and those are going to roll over here into northern Calhoun County. So we've got two distinct circulations making this really a pretty dangerous situation here. So this is a tornado warning in effect for extreme southern Etowah, not including Gadsden. Gadsden, you've got a tornado warning north of you and one south of you, but you've got that hail going on. You understand, we're talking the tornado threat here. So both of these circulations, Shoal Creek Valley and St. Clair County near Ohatchee, those are moving on to the east, and that's going to cross northern Calhoun County. So let's go back to the main graphic system, and I want to show the big picture, Charles. Let's pop the radar on here with kind of a big perspective, and let's expand that out. And there you go. We have strong to severe storms, heavy rain, large hail, a few tornadoes, and these are producing also maybe some flooding issues here at Cullman County under a flash flood warning. And again, those kind of move in the same direction through northern Blount, through Etowah County, southern Marshall. We have that new storm that's forming down here near Asheville. And then we've got the one here that's coming into northern Calhoun County. Tornado warning in effect for Cherokee County, tornado warning in effect for northern Calhoun County for two separate rotations over on the eastern side of the state. These are dangerous storms that are life-threatening. In addition, they could produce hail the size of baseballs or larger, enough to cause extensive damage. The reports I'm seeing out of Cullman, we've got extensive damage in the city of Cullman from hail. This is going to be a major, major, major monetary loss tonight from vehicles and roofs and businesses that have been damaged by hail. So understand these are storms that really mean business. And again, this is the circulation that will be coming right through northern Calhoun County right here. And that's passing, the circulation's a smidgen north of Ohatchee. And again, that'll be coming out here. This is US 431 right here. And that's near Websters Chapel. And then that will be ultimately coming out here maybe near Jacksonville or north of there. This is Roy Webb Road that runs up from Highway 21 back up to 278 up here. The bottom line is you just want to be in a good, safe place if you're in any of these places we've talked about tonight. Please take these things seriously. We've had a lot of issues tonight from hail, wind, and tornadoes, and we don't want any loss of life. We have not had loss of life tonight. To my knowledge, we've had no injuries tonight, which is a marvelous thing. But we want you to be in a good, safe place because the event is not over yet. Again, what I'm going to do, Charles, is probably post some more of these images here in just a second. But the images that are coming in from the hail, it's pretty extreme. And again, we're getting reports of a lot of damage, mainly from the hail tonight. So it has been pretty rough. Let me show an image here if we can. Let's go back to WEX 05. This is from Hazel Green. Hazel Green's north of Huntsville in Madison County, and this is what could be tornado damage. There have been multiple storms rolling through these areas, and again, that's an example, maybe straight line winds, maybe tornado. So in addition to the hail, we've had that going on as well. So let's go back to the radar, and again, this is Cherokee County, and we have a large mass of heavy rain here. Embedded within that, potential for a tornadic circulation coming right on top of Weiss Lake. And we encourage everybody in Cherokee County to stay sheltered. The Weather Service has expired the tornado warning for northern Etowah. So we'll give you an all clear. Sardis City, Whitesboro, Duck Springs, Turkeytown, all clear. That rotation is now into Cherokee County exclusively. So the tornado warning for northern Etowah is over. You can come out of your safe place and going about your business. We do have the tornado warning in effect for Cherokee County that remains in effect. And again, what we have to do is watch the velocity displays very carefully because the velocity displays will tell the story. Let's go back to the high-res radar.
Hey, James, I just want to relay. We've got the reports of that, with the sun going down, we can't see, but two different reports of that smell of strong, fresh pine scent, that snapped pine trees, one in Sneed and then through Walnut Grove. So we may have some trees down or snapped in those areas. So again, don't venture out on the roads, people. Stay inside and let the crews do what they have to do to clean up.
Yeah, seeing, again, reports coming in from social media. Brother-in-law's parents in Cullman have holes in their roof and no power.
My goodness.
And with rain pouring down. If you are sitting in a house where there's no damage and you've not had a storm, you are blessed. Count them, because a lot of people are suffering tonight. again, we've got multiple circulations. Let me just kind of show you what's going on here. This is a circulation near center. This is the reason for the tornado warning for Cherokee County. Is it the greatest tornadic circulation we've seen? Not really, but then again, it's pretty tight. And you have to assume there's a tornado down here. You have to do that as a course of least regret. So if you are in, and let me just say this is Galesville up here, and this is Cedar Bluff. More than likely, this is going to be coming down through here. More than likely, it stays south of Cedar Bluff and south of Galesville. Technically, that polygon is in effect up here. And again, if you're in the polygon, just be in a safe place. That's the right thing to do. The polygons allow for a lot of error. But it looks like the core thread is going to be coming right down through here. And again, Cedar Bluff here, it's going to cross right over the lake. Leesburg is back in through here. So the circulation has come through Leesburg. It's kind of trucking down US 411, Alabama 68 down towards center. And then it's going to keep on going, ultimately moving into Georgia. So this is the reason for the tornado warning in effect for Cherokee County. Now let's go down to the warning for Etowah County. And again, you know, you kind of got these two distinct circulations. You got this one near the Shoal Creek Valley, and then you got this one that's east of Ohatchee. But this thing, this one right here is about to cross U.S. Highway 431. Alexandria is down in through here, and so it's about to cross over Highway 431 near or maybe just south of Websters Chapel. And then that's going to keep on moving like this. And remember, the storms are moving a little south of due east. There's no northward component of motion here. There's a little southward component. Jacksonville is here. That's Highway 21. So nobody should be driving certainly along US 431 now because the circulation's over that. And nobody should be driving along Alabama Highway 21. Then Alabama Highway 9 is over here. This is Piedmont. So these are your major north-south highways. US 431, Alabama 21, Alabama Highway 9. We advise no driving until this thing passes on and gets out of here, gets over into Georgia. Again, that is a fairly noisy signature, but again, we have to assume there's a tornado there. That's the best thing to do when the atmospheric conditions are like this. Got a report of marble-sized hail at Blackwell's Crossroads. That's between Center and Cedar Bluff. And we're going to see, if you've only got marble-sized hail, you're blessed because a lot of this damage, I don't even want to see what this looks like tomorrow morning.
I mean, softball-sized hail is not out of the question that we've seen. I mean, we've seen 4 or 5 inch hail in some spots. And, you know, your windshields are gone. The rear windows are gone. Holes in the roof of some homes. And here's a live shot from Cullman. Look at that. You see? And that's not just dangerous. I mean, that you get out there, you can get injured, severely injured by being out in these storms if you are just caught in a severe thunderstorm warning with hail that size. So just amazing what we've seen. Oh, goodness. And then there's a child's car seat in there. That just breaks your heart. You know, that's going to be something they got to get cleaned up, and they've got to use that vehicle, you know.
Let me show you, we'll go back to that in just a second. Let me show you a picture on WEX 05. That's a quarter down there. That's softball-sized hail. That's softball-sized hail. This is what came through Cullman County. That's just remarkable. You've got a penny and you've got a quarter in through there.
Got some power outages in Rainbow City.
Yeah, but again, you can see beat everything up. They live behind the Walmart in Cullman. Larger than softball-sized hail around 7 o'clock. That's what's been breaking all these windows. Let's go back to that live shot if we can, if we've got that. I'd like to kind of go back and establish that. And again, understand this is what people are going to be dealing with tomorrow. And this is not over. These storms are propagating down to the east and south. And
oh my goodness.
You know, if you have not had a storm yet, you don't want these storms. You might get one tonight if you're to the south of where these storms have been. So far, the Birmingham Metro has been spared. Tuscaloosa has been spared. But as the storms develop, if they develop southward and westward, you could wind up with that. This thing is not over. You've got to stay alert and understand that this has caused a lot of human suffering tonight. And it's just been a really, really rough ride. And again, that's an example of what has happened in so many counties around the state. And Charles, that's, you know, we've got the video coming from Cullman, but this is not the only place here. No,
we've had numerous reports. I mean, I would say hundreds of pictures coming in with golf ball to baseball-sized hail. We told you about that earlier today, that was going to be the threat, one of the main primary risks today. And you can see here just the damage coming in. So Just all around bad day with that. That's rough right there. Goodness.
Wow.
Even just the actual frame is just bent, and that takes some pretty good sized hail to cause damage like that. I don't know if the photographer can hear us, but there you go. There's the front. That's what I was wanting to see.
Here's another note. This person sent me a note. A relative works at the Walmart in Cullman on Olive Street. She's been stuck there since 7 o'clock. The hail has taken out the sky windows out of the ceiling. They have 2 inches of rain standing. Vehicles all over the parking lot would look just like that. So again, these are examples of what's happened over a fairly wide area, which is just concerning. But again, this is the big picture. If you are south of Interstate 20, so far so good. And again, if you've not had to deal with stuff, don't get mad. You ought to be thankful. Up here, it's been brutal. And again, these storms are migrating to the south and east. And remember, they could keep on working their way down to the south. The high-resolution modeling are suggesting they'll do that. So if you've not had a storm, you still could have a storm tonight, as these things are still in a very prime atmosphere. But the reason we are here, we have 2 tornado warnings, one for Cherokee County. We have a tornadic storm that's coming right on top of Weiss Lake. That's crossed over through Leesburg and Center. It's coming out, the circulation's coming out over on the eastern side of Weiss Lake. And that storm will ultimately cross over into Georgia. But again, that is tornadic storm number 1. Down to the south, we have tornadic storm number 2, and this is coming through northern Calhoun County. And again, that circulation is crossed over US 431. And then next it's going to be crossing over Highway 21, pretty close to Jacksonville. You know, Jacksonville's had a rough ride. A couple of weeks ago, Charles, remember that they had a rain shower that came through and knocked down trees all over the place with no thunder and no lightning. So there was a lot of damage from that a couple of weeks ago, and now you've got this storm bearing down on you with potential for a tornado. So if you are a student at Jacksonville State University, if you live in Jacksonville, or any of northern Calhoun County, and again we stress this does not include Anniston. If you live in Anniston, Oxford, East Aboga, Sax, Lindlock, Weaver, you don't need to do anything. This is all north of you. Now, you might come under a warning later, but for this storm, this does not include you. This is for the northern part of Calhoun County. And again, that will be crossing over into northern Cleburne County. And we'll take we're going to watch these very carefully. And we're watching not only the reflectivity, we're also watching the velocity displays. So let's go back to the high-res radar, which has velocity on it. And again, we're still seeing very strong evidence of storm rotation right there. That's pretty close to Jacksonville. I'd say this thing, Charles, right by Pleasant Valley High School. Now, whether it's down, we don't know that. This radar beam is a few thousand feet off the ground. In this part of Alabama, you can look at it from Birmingham or Huntsville, but the beams are high. The only way to know what's going on down at the surface, it's you. That's why being trained as a storm spotter is a big deal, and we need more of them. But again, this circulation will be near or just north of Jacksonville here very soon. And everybody in Jacksonville and Angel, and you need to stay in your safe place. I can give an all clear now for areas along and west of US 431 in Calhoun County. Along and west of US 431, this is an all clear. The concern is now along and east of US 431. And again, that circulation getting very close to the city of Jacksonville.
Yeah, they need to be in their safe place now. If you guys aren't there, go now.
Yeah, you just don't want to fool around with this. So that's our storm in Calhoun County. And again, you look up here in Cherokee County, and that's your circulation up here. It's broad, but again, the radar beam is way up off the ground. We don't know exactly what's going on underneath this, and the right thing to do is to maintain that tornado warning. So the tornado warning remains in effect for Cherokee County until, Charles?
Cherokee County is actually out of it, or I'm sorry, is until 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock, with 30 more minutes. So,
Etowah County was cleared just a little while.
Right. Etowah County's been cleared from all warning, from the tornado warnings. Mm-hmm. The warning continues for Calhoun. So for Cherokee and Calhoun County until 9 o'clock, that's for the next 30 minutes. So again, that's circulation number 1. This is coming across Weiss Lake. And if you live in Cherokee County near the lake, you need to be in a safe place. We'll give you an all clear in Leesburg and Sand Rock. If you're in Leesburg and Sand Rock, all clear. This is way east of you now. Center, Let's give it about 5 more minutes. We'll give you an all clear. 5 more minutes. The circulation is right over here, moving away from you. Galesville is up here. We can give Galesville an all clear. This is way south of you. Cedar Bluff, I'd still stay sheltered just to be safe. I think it's going to stay south of you, but to be on the safe side, I'd stay sheltered. And again, that'll keep on coming down here toward Forney. So if you're in Cherokee County, you need to be in a safe place. And again, we'll go down to our storm that is in Calhoun County. And that thing looks pretty nasty. I don't like the way that looks.
Yeah, that's if you're in Jacksonville or areas northward, you need to be in your safe place immediately. I mean, Jacksonville all the way to the county line, almost up to Piedmont, you need to be in your safe place.
And we got a new tornado warning for St. Clair for this thing.
You just pulled that one up, yeah.
All right, we got a new tornado warning for St. Clair County, and understand this is for a tornado that is going to be crossing just below Asheville. Asheville is right here. Asheville Middle Elementary and High School is about right here. That's tornado right there, or a very strong indication of a tornado on radar. That's a split. That's 411 going down to Odenville, US 231 going down to Pell City. This tornado is going to be crossing really, really close down here to the schools, the vocational schools. It's right here. That section of Asheville, which is just south of downtown Asheville, and the courthouse. So again, that is a very tight signature here. So this is a brand new tornado warning in effect for St. Clair County. This is going to be in effect until 9:15 tonight. So again, we've got a serious looking storm there. If you're in Shoal Creek Valley, you need to be in a safe place right now. Don't wait. Get into a safe place. All right. And then over here, that is a bad looking circulation. I'll quote Gerald Satterwhite down at the National Weather Service, a nasty tornado passing near just north of Jacksonville based on velocity. And I'll agree, that is just bad. Again, the radar beam is a few thousand feet off the ground. I don't know if there's a tornado down, but with that kind of signature, you've got to take that thing seriously. So again, everybody in Jacksonville should be sheltered. You should have been sheltered 25 minutes ago when the warning was issued, but you've really got to be sheltered here. And again, that's out here. It's crossed over around Pleasant Valley High School, and again, that's going to be coming out just north of Jacksonville, right up Alabama Highway 21. That's a very, very dangerous storm. So if you are in or near Jacksonville, and especially north of Jacksonville, you've got to be sheltered right now, and that thing's going to keep on coming, and ultimately it's going to be crossing over Highway 9 over here below Piedmont. You know, a lot of times storms weaken once the sun goes down. But, Charles, we have this dynamic forcing coming in here, and a lot of times it doesn't work that way. And the air is very ripe and very volatile, and we encourage everybody, if you are in any of these tornado warnings we talk about tonight, you really do need to be in a safe place because these storms mean business. You know, the best thing we hope for is that they're aloft and that they're not down. But you sure can't take that to the bank. So that is a very dangerous thunderstorm. But so far, no damage, Charles.
Aside from a few trees down that we've had reports of throughout parts of Blount County, I think in Cullman County as well, trees down is the only thing I've heard of. And it may be just a few spots here and there, you know, just a minimal damage of trees, but no major damage. And no injuries. More importantly, we haven't heard of any injuries yet, and I think that's the most important part.
Right. But again, listen, Jacksonville, over here to Highway 9, Nance's Creek, Piedmont, you got to be in a safe place. There is a good chance this thing stays south of Piedmont, but Piedmont, you're in the polygon. You are, so I would be sheltered. But on Highway 9 here, this thing is probably going to cross somewhere but south of Piedmont. And again, the best community I could call out over here is Nance's Creek. So we'll see. This is coming through a very populated part of the world over here, Charles. And again, the one thing about it with social media, we pretty much have a feel if there's something going on here. And we see a lot of reports of hail. And goodness, I probably had 1,000 pictures of hail. And here's a report. Somebody says that the hail has been so intense caused airbags to deploy.
Oh, I bet.
Which is just...
James, check out the correlation coefficient there at Jacksonville. I mean, it's pegged off the charts. There's a pretty good signature there that we've got at least some debris or something lofted.
Oh, brother, this is horrifying. All right, look, this is a TDS. That's a tornado debris signature. This is correlation coefficient. When you get a negative CC, that means the radar is telling us that there's something different about the echoes there. It's not precipitation. This is stuff like tree limbs, parts of buildings being lofted. This is not a good sign. And Charles, thanks for pegging that. This is a TDS, a tornado debris signature. And I would say that we've got a tornado down at Jacksonville. It is urgent that you are sheltered if you live in Jacksonville, if you're on the campus of Jacksonville State University. You should have been sheltered 30 minutes ago. This was a 30-minute lead time. But again, a negative CC here, that is a TDS, tornado debris being lofted. I was in Indianapolis speaking at a weather conference this weekend, spent some time with Brian Smith at the Storm Prediction Center. He had a study of TDS signatures like this. They correlate every time. It's stunning how well this works. That's debris being lofted. We'll have damage out here. I'll guarantee there's damage somewhere over here, Angel, Pleasant Valley, back over to Jacksonville. And that intense signature continues moving on to the east. And again, that's going to keep on crossing over Highway 21 over here to Highway 9. Listen up. If you live in Nance's Creek, you got to be in a safe place. Okay? Now, if you're in Piedmont, I want you in a safe place too. Piedmont's up here. Nance's Creek is right here, and that thing is coming right over this way. This is going to go north of White Plains. North of White Plains, south of Piedmont. Nobody should be driving along Highway 9, and certainly nobody should be along Highway 21, is that the tornado circulation more than likely is now a smidgen east of Jacksonville. So again, this is correlation coefficient with a negative CC hole like that. That's debris that's being lofted, and goodness, it's still there. That's a new volume scan. This is not going away, so we have...
Yeah, and they've issued a tornado warning for Cleburne County as well, so you guys go ahead and make your way to the safe place.
Yeah, so a tornado warning in effect now for Cleburne County for this intense circulation. And again, we're going to come back to that in just a second, but let me go back to the velocity display. We have multiple tornadoes here, multiple tornadoes. So that's tornado number one right there. This is the one that is at Jacksonville. Let's go to the one at Asheville over here. All right, so this is broadened out a little bit. That doesn't look as good as it did maybe 5 minutes ago, but still, there's a chance we have a tornado down that's approaching Shoal Creek Valley. If you live in Shoal Creek Valley, you need to go to a safe place. That is a small room, lowest floor, near the center, away from windows. That's the deal. I wish I could show you live video of these tornadoes. We know that when you see it, you do something. We've learned through social science studies, when you see this, you see a bucket of spilled paint. I understand that, but please hear my voice if you hear us call out your town tonight and you're under a tornado warning. This is serious business. So if you're in south of Asheville, over to Shoal Creek Valley, you want to be in a safe place.
And the correlation coefficient's beginning to drop there as well.
Yeah, that's...
We're starting to get a signature there.
We'll take a look at that same CC product to see if we can see debris being lofted. And yeah...
It's going to be north of Raglan in a minute, but...
Right. So again, the negative CC hole is going to be... Oh, let me get my pen back on here. It's going to be right there. And it looked a little better a minute ago.
Yeah.
In fact, let me animate this thing. This is the tornado. We have a tornado warning in effect for St. Clair County. And again, watch for negative CC.
Right there.
You saw it right there. It looks like it might have been down briefly. We had debris being lofted there, and it's still here. We still have a negative CC, but it's not like the one we're seeing in Jacksonville. But still, again, if you're in Shoal Creek Valley, be in a safe place. This possible tornado is going to be passing north of Raglan. Raglan is right down here. Tornado here, that'll be coming over here toward Ohatchee. And again, if you're in any of these places, be in a safe place. So, and we've got the other circulation that's up here in Cherokee County, and this is on by Center. If you live in Center or Leesburg or Sand Rock, you're all clear in Cherokee County. The concern is going to be down to the south and east of here. If you're in Cedar Bluff, you're good. If you're in Galesville, you're good. This tornadic circulation is going to be crossing over into Georgia in a matter of minutes. So for a few more minutes, we have a tornado warning in effect for Cherokee County in northeast Alabama.
Yeah, that's right. Highway 411 headed into Cave Spring, Georgia. I take that route all the time. And that's there's a lot of folks and farms out there. You guys just know you need to be in that safe place.
Okay, we're getting reports now from the sheriff in Calhoun County. We have homes damaged in Wellington from this thing. Wellington is pretty close to U.S. 431 near Alabama Highway 204. I just have great fear that we're going to have other reports of damage. Hopefully this thing is down in a rural area where there are just trees and trees are down. Something's down. And again, as we get additional information from law enforcement, we'll pass that on to you. But again, this is a violent-looking signature here east of Jacksonville. And let me just say now, for Jacksonville, we can give you an all clear. Jacksonville State, the city of Jacksonville, we can all clear you. The concern now shifts over here to Highway 9. Piedmont, running down Highway 9 to Nance's Creek. You've got to be in a safe place in Nance's Creek. If you live anywhere near Nance's Creek, if you even know where that is, and if you live along Highway 9, you need to be in a safe place. This is north of White Plains. Okay, thanks, Chris. He just told me in my ear that JSU's on spring break this week, which is a good thing. Many of the kids are back home, which is great, but yet a lot of people live in Jacksonville, and some kids stay behind on spring break. But again, that's a violent tornadic signature that's about to cross Highway 9 near Nance's Creek. That's going to be coming over into Cleburne County. We kind of have this odd handoff here for Cleburne County, Alabama. Cleburne County, Alabama is in the Atlanta television market. We don't choose markets. It's based on the viewing habits of people that live there. But we'll stay with this because this thing is so dangerous. And we'll kind of give you an idea of where this might stretch on through Cleburne County. Look, the Interstate 20 is down here. That's your tornado, and again, that'll be coming down this way, and more than likely, this is going to stay north of US 78.
And it looks like it's almost taking a little bit more of a right-hand turn.
Yeah,
at this point.
They're all right-hand turners tonight, which means that they're not moving northeast, they're moving south of due east. So instead of doing that, they're doing this. So again, this is the part of Cleburne County we'll have to worry about. US 78 is down here. Interstate 20 is down here. All of this will be north of Interstate 20. There's no risk from this circulation to Interstate 20. There might be later, but again, if you're in northern Cleburne County, and there's your polygon border right there, this is basically Fruithurst, Edwardsville north. And if you're in the northern part of Cleburne County, you want to be in a safe place. Small room, lowest floor, near the center, away from windows. No mobile homes, no cars, nobody driving around this thing. Let's take a look at the correlation coefficient, and let's see if this thing is still there. Yes, it is. Wow. Goodness.
And that's headed towards like Rabbit Town and Jenkins and
I don't
Burns.
like it. What this is showing us, this is debris to at least 15,000 feet. 15,000 feet, debris from the surface being lofted up. Which means this is a very significant tornado. And we don't play the game where you say this is an EF something. You don't know what the EF rating is until you survey the damage. But again, this is in a good position environment-wise to stay down into Cleburne County. So we have debris being lofted. And again, based on the radar data, the debris is coming up to about 15,000 feet. That's a fur piece up. And debris being lofted, that's parts of buildings, parts of trees, parts of homes, roofing, stuff that's being taken up from below. A tornado is a violently rotating updraft. And so this is a very dangerous storm with a negative CC max right here that's coming over into Cleburne County. Wow. Wish I had better news for there. So again, let's go back to the velocity display. And we're working multiple circulations. We're going to bounce back and forth between these. And again, we've got the hail, and if you guys have some good hail video, we'll take that. But we're going to try and focus on these life-threatening storms here. It's going to take me a while to look at all these hail pictures, but some of this stuff is just heartbreaking. You're going to see some, just a lot of people will be suffering in days because of the damage to their homes, their cars, and their businesses and everything else. So again, a tornado that is moving out of Calhoun into Cleburne County, northern Cleburne County. Heflin, you are not in the polygon. You are not under a tornado warning. If you are in Heflin, Alabama, no tornado warning. There's your polygon edge right there. Edwardsville and points north, the northern part of Cleburne County. Let's go to our St. Clair County circulation.
ABC 3340 News starts now with a severe weather alert.
And you are looking at some of the images of just a bit of the damage that is peppering the landscape across portions of central Alabama. As you look at the hail damage, I want to let you know, seconds ago we got information here from the Calhoun County Sheriff. It says Highway 431 north of Alexandria is closed in both north and southbound lanes because of live power lines on an 18-wheeler. This severe weather situation is not over at this moment.
No, it's not. We are staying on top of the severe weather for you tonight. Right now, though, we want to go to the Cullman area. Brian Pia has been assessing some of the damage there. Brian, I know you had some major hail damage there.
Absolutely right, Brenda and Chris. I am outside the Tony Serra Nissan dealership here in South Cullman. Take a look at the damage to these cars. Look at the damage, the hail damage to the windshield. Absolutely amazing. Just pelted. The manager here told me more than 200 cars here are total losses. The good news, no injuries. Take a look at the size of the hail that caused the damage. And across the street at the Market Plot Center, major damage to several stores. The roof was destroyed, a number of stores flooded out, the merchandise totaled, but fortunately no injuries because most people closed up shop this afternoon. I spoke with Jason Grimmett, who works for the company that owns the shopping center.
Just amazing. Thank goodness everybody had heeded the warnings all day long to go home, close up. I think most everybody was closed and home, and schools was home. Thank goodness everybody took the warnings.
Now, Grimmett says the stores in that shopping center will be closed tomorrow, but they're going to work as quickly as they can to reopen those stores. Back here at the car dealership, they're going to be talking to their insurance company because major damage, 200 cars totaled. Live in Cullman, Brian Pia, ABC 3340 News.
Hey, Brian, really quick, if I could ask you a question. We are getting reports all over of this hail damage. About how many miles from the car dealership to where you were before was it that all this hail damage has happened?
I would say we are probably about a half a mile away from that shopping center where we were before. So pretty close proximity.
Still 3.5 miles and a lot of damage in the Cullman area.
All right, Brian, thanks for that. Let's continue our live team coverage right now with Jennifer Gonsolin. I believe that she's in Etowah County. Jennifer, can you hear me? And what is the situation where you are?
I can absolutely hear you guys. We've been here in Etowah County. We're in Southside right now. We've been here about 20 minutes, and in that amount of time, we've seen at least 5 different emergency cars, different ambulances head in the opposite direction. I want to show you this intersection right here. You see where they're directing traffic, and there's a line of cars back there backed up, and they're actually backed up on both sides. The situation there is that, and this is what we've been told since we've made it out here on the scene, is that there is a neighborhood about a mile down the street down there that has been really hit hard by winds, by the storm. We've heard different reports about what's going on out there, and we've been told that, I spoke with one guy earlier today. He told me that one of his friends, her dining room was destroyed from winds in this situation. So we're out here. We're still taking a look at the damage. We're going to be working to get you guys more information. But right now, I want to let you know that the power is down out here in this area. There is a local church that's trying to provide help as well, but their power is out as well. So we're out here. We're on the scene, guys. We'll be bringing you more information as we get it ourselves. Reporting live here in Southside, Jennifer Gonsolin, ABC 3340 News. All
right. So, Jennifer, once again, it has been, again, very difficult to get from place to place because of down trees and some of the damage that you've seen.
Yeah, so the situation that we're hearing about are down trees. There have been trees coming down on cars, trees coming down on houses, trees actually even making it very difficult for emergency responders to get there themselves because they're possibly blocking roads as well. So we'll be bringing you guys more about this here, hopefully later on in the show. Back to you guys at the desk.
All right, Jennifer Gonsolin, we'll be checking in with you later on during the newscast. I wanted to pass along Sheriff Matthew Wade saying deputies and rescue personnel right now trying to reach a man who is trapped in a vehicle on Hollingsworth Drive and Nance's Creek. Nance's Creek, James mentioned that several times during this severe weather situation here. So this is now something that is stretching all the way from Cullman to Cleburne County, this entire wide swath of an area, and also noteworthy, Brenda.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Speaking of that, yes, we have major power outages right now. 6,000 in Calhoun County, 4,900 in Etowah County, 1,500 in St. Clair County, 1,000 in Cleburne County, 500 in Blount County. You can see that there are major power outages tonight. A lot of that due to the down power lines, trees across them as well. So again, be careful. Do not try to get out tonight to try to get to a loved one or try to get to help tonight.
So we're just getting started on ABC 3340 News at 10. We have Chief Meteorologist James Spann in the studio here. He's updating that situation right now. Also, Charles Daniel is in as well, looking at the severe weather outbreak that has struck so many people in our state. We'll be right back with a live look of the radar.
We have some encouraging news on this night of destruction with the severe weather. Nancy's Creek area, we have a report from many houses have been damaged there. But there is no loss of life, and that's according to the sheriff. All are okay. We do understand someone is being trying to be rescued from a vehicle. Emergency responders are on the scene there.
I wanted to let everybody know Calhoun County schools, we're told, will be closed tomorrow. Calhoun County schools will be closed tomorrow. I want to get to Patrick Thomas. He has been trying for more than an hour and a half, almost 2 hours now, to get to Jacksonville, where there are reports coming in of significant damage there. Patrick, where are you? What's the situation?
Chris, we're on Highway 431, and all you have to know is look right behind me. There's a tree down, there's some power lines, live power lines, and it has caused a major traffic issue. We were actually on our way, spinning right over. You see some of those power lines, that tree I referenced. And beyond that, you see some other cars that are stopped on the other side of the road. Now, I'm going to sit back into frame, but I want y'all to just kind of stick with me right here because I want to show y'all and give y'all a sense of how bad traffic is behind us. If Tyler can come with me right now, this is sort of what the traffic jam looks like right here. Okay, now this is at least for a half a mile down the road, if not a mile down the road. These folks have been sitting here for the past 30 minutes, like I said, and could be sitting here for 30 more minutes. I was speaking to a deputy with the Calhoun County Sheriff's Office, and he tells me that we're waiting on outbound power. I said, well, how long do you think they'll take to get here? He said, don't know. He said the reason this is so serious is that this is one of the bigger power lines, so they're treating it with the utmost sincerity and taking this with the most serious approach possible, and all these folks are basically sort of stranded in their vehicles until they get this situation cleared up, and we really don't know how long that would take, and that could be another 30 to 45 minutes, but it is going to be for the best interest of folks here and behind and around this area, because until someone gets here and clears the scene, this is a dangerous situation.
Patrick, so many questions I have, and I'm sure so many are running through your head as well. Did the first responders there, were they able to describe anything about the storm that came through? Do we know anything about injuries?
Right now, they haven't said anything pertaining to some of the situations that occurred on Jacksonville State's campus, and from what we can tell right here, there were just some power lines near or on top of an 18-wheeler, but there haven't been any injuries that we can tell of. There was an ambulance on scene earlier, but it left, so that's a good sign. What we're also seeing is that folks are starting to ask me, what exactly is happening. We have people like the gentleman behind me that are looking to turn around, but I would advise you sticking still because this mud is pretty soft, and hopefully he'll get across, but there's no telling what exactly can happen if you're going to be trying to turn around and find another way home. But as far as we know right now, Chris, we haven't heard of any injuries, and so hopefully it's going to stay that way. But we're still waiting to hear what the Calhoun County Sheriff's Office has to say about everything that's taken place tonight.
All right. We thank you for that, Patrick, and we will check back with you later. And be safe out there, number one. What also, you saw the line of traffic. There is a shoulder on the side of the road. Remember, that shoulder is for emergency vehicles only. A lot of times people, as you saw there, will try to do what that vehicle did behind Patrick. And I was concerned there for a moment for his safety, but you really do need to try to work with the emergency vehicles, get over. Many times you'll see an ambulance on a highway and people are not getting over. This is a critical night to make sure that they have all the clearance they can get.
So we have it all covered for you from Colburn to Calhoun County to Cherokee and all points in between. between. But I want to check in right now with our weather expert. That's Alabama's chief meteorologist, James Spann. James, you are tracking all of this, but of course our viewers at home, and I've been getting messages here, they want to know what it's like in their neighborhood. I don't know if you can do kind of a wide swath here.
We will do that right now. There you go. Again, if you are west of I-65, you're fine. The problems are east of I-65. We have some isolated showers in Shelby County in the Birmingham Metro, but again, for the Birmingham Metro, these are not severe. And it looks as though from Birmingham north and west, you're okay. The problems are east of Birmingham, and again, these are storms that have prompted severe thunderstorm warnings in effect through parts of St. Clair, Calhoun, and Cleburne counties. Tremendous amounts of rain, hail falling. We have no evidence of a tornado, no tornado warnings at this point. Heaviest rain falling in cities like Heflin, White Plains, Oxford, then back over down toward Munford and Talladega County around the Talladega Superspeedway. We still have a tornado watch in effect until 11 o'clock tonight. But again, notice the watch has been cleared over here on the western side of the state for counties like Fayette, Lamar, Pickens, Greene, Sumter, Walker, Winston, Marion, and Cullman. Now, part of Cullman County is under a flash flood warning. The counties in yellow, that is a tornado watch until 11 o'clock tonight. Remains to be seen if they will be extending that, but that's until 11. And the one warning over here, that is a severe thunderstorm warning, and it looks like it's even a smaller polygon now. That's in effect for a fairly small part of Calhoun County. There's been a general weakening trend. But again, as you've seen with our news reporters, we have had major tornado damage, major hail damage. This has been an extremely challenging night with reports of injuries. And again, a lot beyond that we just don't know. But the good news, after tonight, we turn colder. The air becomes stable. There's no chance of any severe weather for the rest of this week. I'll have the full forecast coming up in just a bit. Now back to Chris and Brenda.
James, this is concerning after covering severe weather for so many years. When I see a tweet come out like this, we talked about mutual aid moments ago.
Right.
I don't know if we can pull it up. There it is right there. Look at this tweet that just came out from Jeffco EMA. Mutual aid is a vital part of response to honor a county-to-county request. Birmingham Fire and Rescue, Vestavia Hills Fire Department are sending heavy rescue units, and Fultondale Fire is sending a light rescue to Jacksonville in Calhoun County. That gives me goosebumps because that tells me we've had a significant situation that James has been talking about. But now when we see so many emergency responders heading down there for mutual aid, it is really concerning what may have unfolded there tonight.
I know some people have been asking for a prayer for those people who have been hit tonight, and certainly in the days to come they will be needing a lot of support as well. And I'm sure the way people in central Alabama respond, they will respond. But we will take a break right now. We'll be right back with much more right after this.
So much happening tonight, so many lives affected with this tornado outbreak that occurred here. James has been on the air since, 6 o'clock, following warning after warning after warning, with Charles Daniel in here as well. I wanted to let you know we've been following the situation out of Jacksonville, where there's been a mutual aid request, and it sounds like a lot of resources are heading to Jacksonville right now. It's very concerning. Seconds ago, during the commercial break, Governor Ivey released a statement. I'm just going to read it from my computer, to be honest with you. And the governor says, quote, "There has been significant damage tonight in parts of Alabama. We're sending state resources to those affected areas, especially to Jacksonville in Calhoun County. We'll continue to monitor the situation." She goes on to ask for people to be safe and please stay out of the affected areas here. Certainly a significant situation unfolding there.
Yes, and we appreciate all responders who are heading to Jacksonville
Absolutely.
to help. There has been so much damage in so many parts of Alabama tonight. In Cullman County, significant damage there. We understand that the jail has been damaged too. Stephen Quinn is live there right now. Stephen, what can you tell us?
Well, throughout Cullman County, Brenda, wind and then hail have been the story. The wind that actually kicked up the debris here on the side of the jail here, and then this has been the main culprit, has been hail, still hours after it fell here. And the damage is really not here on the side. It came from above to the roof here of the Cullman County Jail. But if you take a look inside, you'll see exactly the extent of that damage, as it literally went through the insulation of the roof here, causing some damage. We did get a chance to speak to Sheriff Matt Gentry a little bit ago. He tells us that none of the inmates inside of this jail were harmed. There were some vehicles outside in the parking lot that they used that were damaged. But keep in mind, this is a sheriff's office that is very busy today, not only having to taking care of the inmates here, but also for all of the people throughout this area that have been affected by those storms here. We did see a number of cars as well at Grace Chapel and some of those areas that had been affected by this. But so far here in Cullman County, at least, and I stress just here in Cullman County, it appears to have been mainly property damage, things that certainly can be rebuilt. Everyone happy that they are okay for now, as it appears that this area received mainly just that property damage. And as I mentioned, a lot of cars were impacted by this as well. And Lauren Walsh is also here, my colleague in Cullman County, and has more on that. I'm going to send it to her now.
And Stephen, that property damage you're talking about is certainly evident here at Mitch Smith's Chevrolet, where the dealership is estimating 390 cars damaged by hail here on the lot. If you can see right here, this is what the hail did to some of the windshields. And take a look at this car over here next to me. You can see significant damage not only on the windshield, but also you can see just the amount of dents on the hood of this car. And the damage does not stop in the front of cars. The sunroofs and even the glass in the back of some of these cars completely shattered through. Glass inside the cars, again, 390 cars here at Mitch Smith Chevrolet. And we were talking with the general manager, Mr. Paul Schaefer. He told me he's seen a lot of storms come through here. He's never seen anything quite like this. Here's how he described it. Do we have the sod? I don't hear it. Okay, well, we do have that, and I'll put it on my Twitter account so everyone can see it. But basically, he described the lot as someone coming around with a baseball bat and hitting all of the glass. That's how he's seen the car lot here. He said he's already started calling insurance. They're going to be getting the glass out of the cars and hopefully replacing a lot of the glass out here. I also need to tell you the Walmart just down the street, we had a crew go check that out. They told me that it's flooded inside, so a lot of damage throughout not just cars, but the property damage Stephen was talking about widespread throughout the area. For now, live in Cullman tonight, I'm Lauren Walsh, ABC 3340 News.
All right, Lauren, thank you for that.
Thank you. Yes, and we want to stress too, the good news right now in Cullman is that we do hear a lot about the property damage, and Stephen alluded to the fact that they have seen a lot of it, but not a lot of injuries, not a lot of anything where people have been terribly hurt. And that's amazing, really, because we do hear that some of the roofs have actually been damaged. People had water pouring into their homes, and for them not to be injured in a case like that, that is really amazing tonight.
And we have much more to talk about here. We're going to go over the radar one more time with James Spann. We're going to check in also with our crews who are peppered from state line to let you know what is happening right now. And a lot of our focus also is on Jacksonville, as the state now saying that resources from the state of Alabama, the governor announced, heading now to Jacksonville. We'll be right back.
We're staying on top of the severe weather damage across the state of Alabama. We understand several counties have major damage. A concern right now for Jacksonville, where we understand many crews are heading that way to help with the emergency situation. Major damage across the state.
State resources are heading there right now. And let's check in right now with State EMA Director Jeff Smitherman. Mr. Smitherman, can you hear me okay?
Yes, I've got you fine.
We certainly appreciate your time. Very quickly, can you tell us what the situation is in Jacksonville?
So, yeah, we understand from the EMA director there that there's significant damage in the Jacksonville State University area. They're still working hard to totally identify and get a good idea of the extent of that damage there. I do know that the local law enforcement, emergency medical services, fire, rescue, and other local emergency management personnel are working their way throughout the damaged area, focused on life safety and any search and rescue efforts. So that's the priority right now in Jacksonville as we speak.
Jeff, we know that is the major concern right now. Do you know of injuries or any, we hope not, any loss of life in that area?
Yeah, we are not aware at this time through any official channels any injury reports or fatalities. Not ruling out that couldn't be the case in the future, but we're letting the locals. It's an ongoing situation. They're as you can expect, they've got their hands full trying to get their grasp on the situation. So we're letting them work that, and as they report in their findings and what they're dealing with, of course we will pass that on. But as of now, we don't have any reports of injuries or fatalities from that system.
Well, let's hope it stays that way. State EMA Director Jeff Smitherman. Mr. Smitherman, I know that you have another interview that you're going to be doing, and you have some meetings to attend to, and we wanted to fulfill our promise to keep you to that time frame there. So we appreciate your quick moment there to speak with us, to talk about that it is certainly a serious situation in Jacksonville, as he called it, significant damage.
That's right. We also know that many of the schools in the Cullman area are going to be closed tomorrow because of damage. Calhoun County also reporting that their schools will be closed tomorrow as well because of damage there.
All right. We're going to be checking in with Chief Meteorologist James Spann. He's going to update us on what you can expect the rest of the night and tomorrow. We'll be right back.